Production value off the charts. The Badge Bros are back. Back 2 days in a row, breaking down that same main slate. We're going back to those BR streets. We got graphics for days today. We're going to be talking the Battle Royale. We're going to be talking the Bomb. We're going to be talking Hail Mary. We're going to be talking Double Doink. All the UD contests. We're going to be breaking them down. Let's bring in those Badge Bros themselves. Nez and Numi, what's good?
Wow.
What's going on, man?
You just amaze me every day, dude.
Yeah.
I had way too much fun.
Incremental.
I really don't know what to say
right now.
I had way too much fun.
We gotta start charging for this. We gotta start charging for this.
Hey, I will say off the bat, if any of our MLB friends are in here, I am deep in the weeds. So if there's any time later at the end that anyone wants to call out, we can dedicate a couple 10 minutes to that, and I can shout out that. So doesn't have to be strictly NFL, but will be a lot of NFL today. So
yeah, I mean, since these NFL contests have been up, I basically have neglected baseball the last 2 days.
Very soft, I will say, gents. They're very soft.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, because I was about to say this was gonna be a great segue to talking about these NFL contests. Is we went kind of deep down the rabbit hole yesterday and talking about getting different, getting unique, getting all this stuff, and then I jump in the contests again later that evening, and I'm not seeing any of the badges in there, and it's whoa, we can just get there on good structure, I guess, question mark, right?
yeah. To me, it's kind of like the one. I feel like it's that it's the week 1, week 2 is that honeymoon where even it's the extra casuals jumping in because they're just so excited to do something. They've been doing a little best ball. They've had people send them the friend code. It's just a $5 entry here and there. And I say extra casuals because NFL is obviously the sport that brings in the most casual fan base because it's just something that it's easier to control and all that. So yeah, I feel like when you say that for DFS and it's the big milli maker in these contests, you're going to have so many people that aren't doing right structure or building right structure and all this. I think it's the same thing here right now. We have a lot of the, we were thinking for Best Ball Mania, you're going to get in those fish. I think some of them are now jumping in towards just hey, 1 week I could win 40K. You know what I mean? That's what they think.
That $5 price point is just
yeah, it's a sweet spot, eh?
Yeah. It is not. Yeah.
That's what kind of, we were talking amongst ourselves if we think that Underdog will be able to keep up the high prizes. And I tell you what, man, with the $5 entry, I mean, that just brings the sheer volume that brings in. I don't think they're going to be able to do another 40K up top, right off the bat. But if they keep a 5K price point, I mean, they can pretty much call their own shot.
Yeah. See, I thought slightly different than you. I was man, if they can hit 45K off the hop like this while the other season-long ones are still running, people are drafting the puppy simultaneously to this, right? So now it's kind of hey, maybe without the puppy there to divert attention, more people jump in these dailies, right?
That's a good thought. I hope so. It's a lot of fun. Or we'll see.
It'll depend too, I think, with the in-season contests. So there'll be the in-season contest. We'll have people could be shifting focus to the pennant, NHL, NBA.
That's true.
So it's and I know for an NFL, I did a lot of these last year. They would, if they would fill, they would go and do a second one. There'd even be 3. Sometimes there was 3. I don't know if there was 4, but I remember seeing 3 of a contest. So they weren't afraid to pump out of the same one, basically. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's just dive into some strategy associated with this. I'll give you my first take on that strategy thing. Is I was thinking when I was building last night that I really enjoy 1-1-1 as an onslaught stack. Quarterback, pass catcher, could be running back or wide receiver, don't care. In some specific cases, like Aaron Jones or something like that, with the tight end, one off, and then a mini to close, contrarian mini stack. So we have 3 on an onslaught. Maybe the 4th is a bring back if you want it to be. And then you have a mini of the next 2. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I have quite a few like that where that's sort of how I build. I take maybe a pass catching correlation or maybe a running back pass catcher game stack. and do that. I haven't done too many double stacks yet, just because I'm trying to like really hit the nuts. But let me actually double check that, because I feel like I might have actually got one today. But I think that's the way to play it. You can also, I mean, you don't have to correlate. Not every player has to correlate, I don't think either. But I do like to, if there's just so much value that you can do every player correlate in some way and still have a monster team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Numi, what do you think, man?
I don't think there's. I mean, I like your construction for sure. I don't think there's. You have to go into it thinking like I need to do this, that. Like, I think as long you'll hear me say this probably over and over again. As long as you're building lineups that have that have good or projection, correlation, and ownership, and really you're pulling those levers where you're not just going in all of the top guys in a contest like this. If you're getting some of the chalk, you're going Jonathan Taylor 1. You have to expect almost all of these combinations are being hit. If not, the most chalky ones are being hit over and over. So you're going to have to get different in some way. And an easy way to do that is with simple correlation. You know what I mean? It's in a lineup or two. If you're drafting Jonathan Taylor, just for an example, put Matt Ryan on it. It's not great. Jonathan Taylor can catch a couple screen passes. It doesn't have to be Naheem Hines. Me and Nez have been talking about this. There's a tweet. There's been tweets going on. A lot of the sharps know, but we go in. So many people go in thinking we know so much about week one when we know absolutely nothing about these team offenses and what they're going to do. They haven't shown us anything. They're not showing us what they're going to do in preseason. So we like and anything can happen. So just doing things like that in a contest that is so top heavy and with so many people that we've never seen it like that. So just kind of doing things like that. I think if you're doing that and then obviously putting in good structure, that's as well. So
I think tie a bow on that is just that there's no one correct way to definitively play like in a vacuum, right? Like there's not just like one size fits all like strat that we're gonna jump into these contests and be like, okay, that's how you win. Like no, it's always gonna be slate dependent. It's always gonna be fluid, and
I think it's just going to be identifying people that for you in your gut eye test, whether that's gut eye test, projection, whatever method that you want to use, identifying people that aren't going as often and either getting over the field on them, coming up with that you need to come up with that strategy more than focusing on, I think I had a 2-1-1 with a bring back and like stuff like that. In my opinion, like, think of it as if you could put these players into a DFS optimizer, you're getting points and ownership while also and kind of just playing that. What's going to be like, think out what's going to be the opto lineup at like drafted and then kind of work on that. So,
yeah, for sure. I was noticing between yesterday and today, there have been some, we had the question about the ADP. There have definitely been some ADP shifts that have been noticeable, and most noticeable to me was this AJ Dillon appearing at 22, jumping, mixing, jumping, whatever. And he was not there midday yesterday. I have yesterday's ADP somewhere over here. Anyways, I can't find exactly where it was, but just some of these little adjustments that we're seeing throughout the contest. Now that you guys have been able to do, I don't know how many you guys have done. I've done about 25 now. How are we feeling? What are we thinking here? Have we noticed any big shifts, any big projection shifts, any big ADP shifts? What are you guys thinking?
I'm up to 9 entries now, and I'm ending up with like a lot of like the same guys, more or less. I'm kind of gravitating around. I know we were just kind of crapping on the Cardinals a little bit before we came on here, talking about their team projected total, Vegas, the implied total, but gravitating a lot around Kyler and Marquise Brown. I still take them quite a bit. I will follow up. I was talking about earlier, I didn't know if I had a double stack. I do have one double stack, and it's a Derek Carr double stack, no bring back, but it's Carr, with CMC and Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon still goes last pick, sometimes not even drafted. And then I had the double stack with Devontae and Darren Waller, and then Marquise Brown as the second wideout. So, I mean, it just really feels like you can just you can mix and match any combination of players you want outside of that first round of players. You can just do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely feel similarly. Numi, who are you gravitating towards right now at the top of the board there, or some bring back stacks? What have we been liking? How many have you done so far?
I've done about, I think, 10. So, and right
Okay.
now I've been gravitating towards Philly, who's basically free. I like Philly. I also just like doing little unique things within a lineup. So I have some Kansas City that's just simply a mini stack in that game without going quarterbacks. Go with different quarterback stack without that. So just kind of things like that. I really just kind of play how the draft goes, and I'm trying to take stands in certain places, and if it works, it works. And I basically, it's high projected guys that I don't see are going or have a low ADP. So that's kind of my focus.
Okay. Well, let's say, you said the word take stands, and I like to, jump on that. How many total entries do both of you think you'll kind of get at in this contest? Just ballpark. Who cares? Throw a number.
Maybe I would say 50 to 75. Depends. You can do them pretty quick. So I'm hoping to get around there.
I think I'm going to finish around 20, 25 for me. I've got a couple DraftKings lineups in store, and I'm kind of waiting for my best ball teams to advance before I get any more over my head, since I've freshly maxed BBM3.
The BBM, so, I gotcha. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's just take that, and then we'll take what Numi said when he said, what was the exact word you said? Take a stand.
Take a stand. Yep.
Right. Take a stand. Okay. On my personal level, if I were doing less entries, I'm take more of a definitive stance. That makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a personal preference. I think it's literally it's when we're talking diversification and taking stands. For me, it's all going to come back to what you want and how you want to play. If you want to play one lineup and throw one out there, you have to know your goals of how you want to play and what your objective is. So if you're just coming in here casually and you don't really care, then it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? It's if you're for your 10, 20 lineups, if you just generally don't care. But if your goal is to try and win, then you can do it in a balanced way. You can do it and take stand. I really think it is just a personal preference when it comes down to that question. So
yeah. So I'm thinking about this in terms of all the contests out there. I think if we're going to take a stand, we take our stands in the single entry style contests. You know what I mean? Whereas when we're playing these large field ones like this, I think it's really important to get diverse with a lot of combinations, even if you don't have a bunch of entries. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm like a quarter of the way done, or a third of the way done, basically, with what I anticipate to be 25 entries from me, give or take. I am going to mix it up a little bit, but at the same time, the chalk is the chalk to me, and I don't want to get too cute. I really would prefer to get my diversification in with some really popular picks. For the first 8 players, 10 picks, I'm adhering pretty strictly to the top of ADP or the top of projections.
Okay. So your diversification in ownership in 25 entries will come from this grouping, basically.
Well, the diversification is going to come from after that, where that's where I'll throw in an Amon-Ra St. Brown, or get good Deontay Johnson news. Take Deontay Johnson. It's right now, it's really hard to go away from taking Alvin Kamara as my second running back, Joe Mixon as my second running back, Najee Harris as my second running back. Really like how these guys project, and I think just getting those guys at the last round, I'm going to take them until I can't take them in the last round anymore. It's hard not to for me.
Yeah, I like that. So maybe that has something to do with the draft window too, because as ADP gets more efficient, like quote unquote, over time, right? So ADP for this slate will be its most efficient Sunday morning kind of thing. And you're taking an exploitative stance to beating ADP by saying, hey, Najee Mixon should have higher ADPs. So I'm going to jump on him early in this window of drafting, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
With the wide receivers here, now that because we're missing all Josh Allen's pass catchers, we're missing the Rams pass catching. We're missing a pretty decent Monday night game. I mean, the pass catching is not very deep, so I don't want to have a lot of I don't want my flex position to be a wide receiver a lot of the time in my drafts,
right?
Just because I can make my flex a stud running back instead.
Okay, so you're gravitating more towards 2 running back builds then?
I am personally.
Yeah.
Given this slate, just because I can get them so late.
Right. Yeah.
I'm almost more inclined to just not do a running back early and then just have your top tier running back be there late and take your one. That's how I've been approaching my drafts. But again, there's no right or wrong way to do it.
No.
I think really to hammer down on the take a stand, if you're building 5, if you're building 20, if you're building 150, as long as in theory these lineups are plus EV, we don't know, we can't really calculate that on this, but you know what I mean. As long as you're trying to build plus EV lineups, I think that's basically the goal. And it doesn't matter if to me it doesn't matter if you're there could be a slate where I build 20 lineups and it's kind of more I have honestly 75% of a couple guys because I think they're better stands, and then another slate it's slate dependent, but that's why I just don't think. I think it's just really how you're feeling and personal preference. So
okay. So when you say that, what does a plus EV lineup look like to you in this contest?
And that's why it's hard to So in this, it's hard to, you can't put it in and see, but if you're putting if you're executing the kind of the chalk draft, you're going to go with say, one of the top quarterbacks, Kyler, Patrick Mahomes, Herbert. You're going to get a pass catcher while getting one of those top running backs in there. And then you're going to probably do a bring back or just continue to pick the guys on the top of the ADP. And that's perfectly fine. But there's also guys that are projected maybe a point less, a half a point less, in the projections that I use, multiple projections that I've used that are going undrafted, don't even have ADP. So that's my big thing. It's there's not a big enough discrepancy in their projection where they should be going such a higher amount than these other guys. So
well, let's talk about some of those guys then. So who are some guys that are projecting well for you who are outside of this current player pool that aren't deemed, ADP chalk as of right now?
Well, so it's moved up obviously a little bit, but at one point Joe Mixon was way out there. Najee Harris way out there. And then let's see here. So we also have let me go to wide receiver. I can probably pull up my drafts too, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, basically not going. T. Higgins, he's Higgins not going. Ultimate leverage against Jamar Chase. Brandon Cooks.
I've actually mixed them in together a couple times now.
Terry McLaurin,
Adam with Thielen. A double.
I mean, I can name all these wide receivers that, yes, they don't have they don't have these, but after the top tier of Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, they're basically kind of bucketed in the same thing. And it's just basically the market is saying that these guys aren't going to do anything, and these guys are the stone cold locks. Is how I'm looking at it. It's I'm trying to. I see that, and I basically kind of I have a little cheat sheet basically where I'll see those guys, and I have the ADP kind of written down for the top guys, or for my projections, and I wrote their ADP next to it, and I'll just kind of be okay, well, I'm just kind of picking and choosing guys in and around that, and I'm not 100% avoiding them, but it's just I'm making sure I'm not having combos of these guys together, a lot of these guys together over and over.
I got you. Yeah, no, I got you for sure. Makes a lot of sense. Let's go by these games here and just jump on total sides, what we like, but let's do it real quick. If we jump straight on this Atlanta and Saints game, anybody jumping out as must plays, need to haves, correlation spots? What do you think, Inez?
I like attacking this game with taking Pitts at tight end. He goes pretty late in these drafts.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm all over Alvin Kamara. I think I need to get a little bit more, maybe get one or two Michael Thomas teams in here because I think this game can go over. I don't know if I'm like a fish for taking that bait, but I think that this game is a pretty easy over for me.
I agree.
I'm excited about this game. I think there's some potential here for the fantasy relevant players here.
NFC South games like this are normally either they go way over or they go way under. So it's going to be one of the two. They're usually just shootouts.
I'm just bullish on Jameis Winston, really. Like,
I was about to say the same thing because if you look at the pass catchers he had last year, like, Marquez Callaway was his one all year long. He's got 3 guys that are in front of him now. You know what I mean? Like, he has some weapons.
And he did a pretty good job when he was healthy.
Say again, Nez? I missed that.
I was going to say, and he was good when he was healthy. Like, he was playing good playing good football without half of these guys. So
right, and he's the high variant style quarterback that I like to target, or where he's just going to come out if they get down in this game and he just comes out and he slings it like the good old days for the Bucs there. He starts throwing a couple interceptions. Like, interceptions are amazing for fantasy. They're amazing. Let him throw a couple pick sixes. Like, I'll take that -2 points for him to get the ball back in his hands and keep slinging. Like, yeah. Numi, who you like in this game? Sorry, Ness.
I was just gonna say, Taysom Hill, is he maybe listed as second string quarterback on fantasy labs? Maybe that's why. I didn't know.
So he's a quarterback for like DFS. I don't know.
Gotcha. It's not that important. Sorry, I was just
thinking out loud.
Because I didn't see him listed there.
He is a tight end on Underdog still. So
yeah, he's still tight end on Underdog.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Jameis Winston. Kamara's I haven't been going as much Kamara. Honestly, I've been going more Cordarrelle.
Okay.
And then I like Jarvis Landry as well, as going as just a way away from Kamara. And then I've been going Pitts as well. So yeah, basically. But I'm not going like fading Kamara. It's just other pieces that project decent. So
for sure. I'll say right off the hop, this is my favorite stack on the slate. This Ravens side. The Lamar Andrews right now it's chalky as hell, but I love it. And
I know it's hard. It's hard to get away from it.
I like getting
unique off of it.
Yeah, I'll raise you Andrews and give you a free Bateman that no one's gonna have.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times, and I've also done Bateman plus Andrews and gone with the double. And then I've done bring back. It's hard to go bring back with that side, but like,
so how many would you do? More would you do if you've done that many? How many do you think you've done? Lamar Andrews. Ooh. Yeah, just Lamar Andrew combos. That's off the top of your head. That's rough. How many do you think you've done?
5.
Because that's everyone is there. Once they are targeting that, it is so easy to target. So would you not like? I mean, are you just getting so different in these lineups that you're confident? Because like, you're going to be if those 2 are the ones you need, you're going to be fighting it out with so many other people and hoping that your other guys are there, versus if you go just someone else or just Lamar naked, you're getting so much more leverage on the field. But again, it's not a bad stack. It's just, you've already said you let it off with the mega chalky stack that I already have 4 or 5 times. It's like, would you not be more or just a little more cognizant and be like, okay, I have this 5 times. Let's now work in, if not get like, or you know what I mean? Or just, I guess,
for sure.
If you make your bed, you're going to lay in it, just kind of go in it. But
no, I definitely agree with you. Yeah, no, but I view it similarly. Like, when I find a spot like this on a slate, I view it similarly as like Judge in baseball, where it's just like, this is my favorite spot. He's going to be in my builds. I'm going to take him 1-0-1 every day, and I'm going to build differently around that. So I don't care that those 2 chalky pieces exist. I'll get different throughout the rest of those.
What is your case then that this is the home run spot over any of the other 12 games on the slate?
bro science.
That's it.
I don't know. Yeah, like it's just it's the spot that between like the projections and shit that I got that I go through and mix and mash and whatever. It's the one that
for
pops
you,
the most for me.
It's well enough to eat all of that chalk and continue building it, is what you're saying, basically. Which is
I
fine.
mean, yeah, but I'm not I'm not only gonna have 5 lineups, and I'm not only gonna have but it's big enough to allot whatever 12 to 18% of builds to those 2 players. Like when I'm looking at an entirety of a portfolio, right?
Yeah. It's just that's when I ask if you're gonna do more, and you're like, I could do a little bit more. I'm just like, okay. It's like because when I identify a spot like that, I'm more cognitive to be like, I'm gonna find ways to get different. That the field's just not. They're saying they're basically telling us that the market is saying Bateman is gonna score 0 points. Like he is just gonna be a non-factor. It's only Mark Andrews on this team. That is what they're saying.
I will say I have 2 and I'm in my 9 drafts so far. I have 2 Andrews teams and 2 Lamar teams. Neither of them are on the same team yet, and I was like targeting that. I couldn't get it, but I know everybody else is obviously trying to. But I think one way to get unique off that is if like you're planning your flag and you're like, you know what, like this combo is gonna smash, and if you think it's gonna smash, I think one way to kind of place another like confidence bet on that is to then take like Elijah Moore, who really isn't being taken, or if you want, I mean, I wouldn't do this in Underdog, I don't think, because like there's just so many better running backs, but like Michael Carter potentially, if you're thinking negative game script, he can catch some balls, and he's expected to split that time with Brees. So I'm just things to throw out there. Just if you have. For anybody else that has a stack that they like, that they absolutely love, but they think it's chalky, mix up how you run that back to double down on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be clear, I don't think the stack is bad. In fact, it's a great stack. No, it's just in terms of ownership,
to be the 101 of all stacks.
Yeah, exactly. It's fantastic. Like I love it. I'll probably have a couple, but I'll be very cognizant of how I build around it. You know what I mean? So it's just it was good to kind of get that and see how you're approaching that and stuff like that. So good to. It's good to. It makes me.
Good conversation for sure.
Yeah, it makes me think about that a little bit more. So I like it. I like it.
All right, next game here. We got the Steelers game. I don't know. I don't read too much into whether this early, but like, I don't know. I guess it's getting the old roto grinders treatment, the old dealt with it all year in baseball. Like what does this, why isn't it orange? Why is it red? Oh no.
I won't really, the weather. I mean, obviously it's a couple days out, so they can have a good forecast on it, but it can change. So I mean, I'll be more into it when it's Saturday afternoon, night, going into Sunday. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
Yeah, but
for sure. We kind of talked about this one yesterday and a little bit already. Like, Chase is going 100% of the time. You can end up getting, naked Mixon at the backside. You can stack them with Burrow. We can get different by stacking, Burrow Higgins late, something like that. Najee run back. Just a kind of a fun game in general. We don't know if we'll get Deontay Johnson yet. Do you guys know anything more than that?
No.
I called him. He's playing.
Yeah, he did. He had an interview today with I forget the name of the reporter who was tweeting out his quotes, but he said, which was contradictory to what Mike Tomlin said. He said that in the game that he was injured, he would not have been able to go back in if that was a regular season game. Mike Tomlin said that he would for some reason. I don't know. So that doesn't bode well for me for Deontay in week 1. And I really like to get unique here in with Freiermuth. Even if Deontay's there, I think Freiermuth is a fun little way to get unique at tight end.
Okay, I like it. Just as a one-off then?
As a one-off, or like if you are, if you've got your Chase and Burrow, like I don't know how many people are running it back with Pat Freiermuth.
No. Anyone who goes there is going Deontay or Harris on the run back. But Numi, you like that too, man? Let's hear it.
I have 3 Pat Freiermuths as well. To go on, if you haven't seen yesterday's stream, we talked about tight ends. They talked about easy way to get different. And that's an easy way to get different. If Deontay has a chance of not to be there, that increases Freiermuth's chance to get targets. She's a chance to get catches. I mean, it's going to be Claypool, Pickens, the rookie wideout Pickens, and then it's going to be Freiermuth. So that's a great run back. I love it. I will just say one of my biggest stands right now may be T. Higgins. For my
cool, yeah.
projections, it's a point. It's just over a point from Jamar Chase. Off.
Yeah, and he's free in the 5th, 6th round there with the
He's
Q tag
absolutely
beside him. Nobody's clicking on him unless they're doing the Burrows double. Yeah, he's a fun little target right now.
We have so much on the slate, so if he does get swapped, you will have so many options. Yes, it'll suck if you're doing stacks. It's different, but with such a big slate, you have a lot more options to get that stack. So I'm more willing to eat that Q tag in case. So
that's a great overarching point is your swap equity is so much higher the larger a slate is because you have so many more games to pluck from. The difference between DFS and your home leagues and your whatever, when you do make that swap, is it is a global swap. So you're going to lose those stacks like you're saying. But I think that's a really just good point to just throw out there and illustrate when you're playing these contests is I'm not afraid to run it back with Deontay Johnson right now. If I don't get Deontay Johnson, like, you know what? I'll probably end up with T. Higgins because he's going undrafted right now. Or I'll probably end up with, something of that.
A lot of other good players. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, let's push this along so we can get some drafts in here. Is anybody going Miami Patriots? Nez, you talked a little bit yesterday about Harris. How are we feeling about this game now that we've let it digest a bit? Tyreek's going every draft, and that's kind of it from this game. Is there anything else we like here?
I like Waddle. Tua would be really hard for me to get too cute on him, but maybe. I doubt it. And I still think for a super unique play, I don't take him 10% of the time or anything, but I do think Damian Harris is still interesting because I do think that there's just a little too much FUD around the Patriots. And so with Waddle, he also has a Q tag, even though he's expected to play. They just the coach just said that he's very confident that Waddle's going to play. If it was 2 varies, I don't know, but 3 varies, I'm in. But regardless, even if he swaps, there's just so many options to choose from.
I agree with that.
Through this player pool.
Numi, anything to add on that game?
Waddle, love it. Literally, I don't see why you couldn't make a couple. I mean, obviously, your whole portfolio scheme, if you're building a bunch, even if you're building not a couple, still go with if you want to do a couple. No, it's not my favorite, but I mean, Jacoby Myers, Devontae Parker, it's again not the top of my list at all.
Right,
definitely can do it. I'm more inclined to do the Tua, Waddle, Tyreek, even little Chase Edmonds. Why not? So yeah. So we got Chase. Even I think I was about to click Mostert, but I didn't. So yeah, I mean, I get all the running backs there. I really do, and I get the projection difference. But at some point, I'm just trying.
They paid Chase for a reason, man. They paid Chase for a reason.
Yeah, but Mostert will get his touches in the week 1.
For sure.
I'm not going to go
Mostert.
I know. I'm not trying to hype up Raheem Mostert anyway. But yeah,
next game. Yeah. I think it's way too deep in the player pool for this one. Okay, we talked a little bit about this game. This kind of this Jags Commanders where it's like everyone's just like, ugh, that's gross, stay away. That intrigues me. You know what I mean? That makes me go, okay. Yeah, nobody's going to want to get sexy in week 1 and attack Jags Commanders, right?
No way.
No way, right? It's too gross. Stay away. I kind of like it. I don't know.
So
what do you guys think?
Are you more inclined to then gravitate towards a low total game that's kind of icky that the market isn't going up? Because I'm more inclined to go with lower owned guys on a higher total game versus and that project well.
Yep.
Not that I'm not going to go to this game because there's still pieces I like, but versus then go to that go to that lower because I'm pretty sure it's about a 43.5. So
yeah, it's dude. There's only 2 games over 50 this week.
Yeah, so
just as a general, there's 2 games over 50, and one of the teams in those games, according to other projections, doesn't even project over 25, and that's that KC Arizona game.
Yeah, and again, I do like this game. I'm pretty sure I have a Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk just a stack in one of my teams for sure. But it's interesting because, like you said, I agree with you in the theory of it's not going to be owned, I like to go there because if they have projections, they can score. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, if anything in this game for me, it'll be Lawrence. I guess Wentz projects better, so maybe, but for me, it'll be Lawrence, and I like the Christian Kirk stack.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I mean, for me personally, I'd probably steer clear quarterback here, and I would go with like a mini, like a Gibson Kirk or a Gibson Jones, or I would go with a Terry one-off, like just as like my 6th round guy. That's kind of how I'm approaching this game, but it's kind of like a better spot, I think, than people are giving it credit to just get a one-off or something in there, like just to get different with those Lamar,
Someone's
with all that Lamar chalk, with all that Lamar chalk I'm eating, you know?
Yeah.
Nez, you're muted. What's up?
Yeah, no, I would just say, yeah, maybe. But I think Kirk, I don't want to play ETN or Robinson right now. I think that's going to be pretty gross. I do think Gibson has some like decent upside. And McLaurin. That's as far as I'd go.
Okay. We talked about this Bears Niners. We talked about this Bears Niners yesterday, how we weren't in love with the fact that so run heavy on both sides, in theory, so run heavy on both sides, such a low total, pace of play with run heavy teams doesn't give many opportunities to score. I've kind of stayed clear thus far, even with like maybe mixing in Debo one-off here and there when he like falls to like the 5th or the 6th, or Kittle late with like I have one Trey Lance stack where I just went Lance and Kittle with the 5-6 picks after all the other tight ends were off the board, or all the premium tight ends in quotations. Nice. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of staying clear here for underdog purposes.
Yeah, for underdog purposes as well, I'm staying clear. I think that there's going to be enough, like there's going to be people drafting the 49ers. We drafted Deebo Samuel. I think he's the only one that I would really click on in this game. Maybe Elijah Mitchell, but that would be really, I would really be getting cute. But I do think if you're drafting a ton, Elijah Mitchell makes sense in this game. 49ers are minus 311. They rode Elijah Mitchell last year when he was healthy. It's just a matter of if you think that he's healthy. But when he was healthy, Shanahan, there's just so many quotes. If you search tweet Adam Levitan and search Elijah Mitchell, like Shanahan just talked him up so much last year. Okay. So he really likes Elijah Mitchell. But
it'll be interesting.
I'm probably not going to take him too much.
Do you guys know last year, Lance's 2 starts or whatever, when he had the 16 carry game, do you know if Elijah was there for that or if that was when he was hurt?
I can tell you pretty quickly, but
okay. Yeah. Because I was just thinking out loud, like when they went so run heavy to protect Trey, and in theory, they're not going to approach this entire season like that, right? But when they went so run heavy with Trey to protect Trey as him running, like a Trey one-off's kind of nice if that's the script for this game.
Mitchell was there. He played 68% of the snaps, 9 attempts.
9 attempts. Interesting.
Caught 2 balls for 20 yards.
Okay. Yo, Numi, what have we seen in this game?
I've been treating it as the only guy on Chicago that I would really get is Mooney. Otherwise, I've been treating it as a San Francisco just onslaught win, and I've been going with Lance, Debo, Ayuk. Haven't been going as much Kittle. I've been kind of focusing on the wideouts because I like Ayuk. But
that's a good way to get different too. Good way to get different because
Lance Ayuk.
Yeah, it's all good.
I have 3 Lance Ayuk and the other one's with Debo. So like they're not double stack. So yeah, and I think I've been like wanting to get. I each time I'm like I'm gonna do a Lance naked, and then all of a sudden I'm like I'll put Ayuk on there. So
yeah,
it's like I like that side of the ball. I'm not scared about Trey Lance at all, like Nez. So like at all.
Yeah, I am.
There's no like at all.
I love it. I love it because I wish I could enjoy that ride with you this year.
He's my highest exposed in best ball. He's 3 for 3 for me in all my dynasty leagues.
Love it.
So We're going down or up with the. We're either going down with the ship or up with the rocket ship. One of the two is happening.
Yeah.
So
he was my highest owned quarterback last year in the best ball contest, and then I doubled down on the playoff contests after Jimmy G got hurt, and he started that game in like week 5 or 6 for like the half season contests. I doubled down again, and then the playoff contests where they were like wild card, fringe wild card. I was like, "There's no way they're letting Jimmy G." I tripled down again. Oh my god, it was lots of pain, but it was all good.
So you couldn't quadruple down this season?
No, I got there a bit. But I think he's my 5th or 6th highest owned quarterback right now. Nice. I know Kyler's my favorite by like a lot right now, just based on the price point, and I had him QB2 and whatever.
We need to get a meme of Nez and Rob with the arms like this, and it's like together, like hating Trey Lance.
Does Rob?
Rob hates. Yeah, he hates.
That's
Trey
so
Lance.
funny.
He doesn't draft back.
I'm average with the field on Trey. By the way, I've got him.
I think he's slowly gotten up there, but yeah, his
8%.
big stance was like, or I think before like the summer really got going was not like in Trey Lance, so it was funny. But,
all right, let's push pace here, boys. Browns and Panthers in the matchup of disgusting uniforms, those powder blues taking on that orange combination of whatever. This is the home of my favorite backdoor mini stack that I haven't seen many people get to yet.
You talking Baker and DJ?
I like DJ and Chubb as a backdoor mini 1-1 run it back. I like the idea that the Browns come out run heavy, Chubb breaks a couple, whatever, gets 2 scores, whatever it is, and then the Baker side starts chasing points, and it becomes a DJ game and not a CMC game. It's niche. It's out there. I think it's fun.
Yeah, that's a good. You're going about it perfect. Wouldn't CMC also then be in the game script if they?
For sure. Oh yeah,
But no, I like it. I like it for sure. Like I mean, you could tell me any 2 guys with the projections that they have that you're saying like a mini stack. I'd be like, yep, it's viable. It's viable. Yeah. It's viable. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's perfect. Yeah, it's not. As long as you're not coming out here and touting the chalk over and over again. I'm
exactly, so, and that's the fun. We gotta make some content out there.
And that's perfect because I haven't thought of the. I mean, it's super simple. I should have, but I haven't thought of bringing a little Chubb and DJ Moore. I have a Baker and DJ Moore, but
I don't. Oh man, I see. Healthy CMC. I have so much CMC in these contests, man. He's my 101, and I really don't get cute with it. Like
he's your 101 in this contest?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh.
CMC, like we how often you get a healthy CMC? Like you just
it's so true.
You just do it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah. And I don't doubt it. Just that's fair.
Yeah, but I do want to get more Chubb. I'm kind of a little bit against the grain when it comes to the online community. I think Chubb has that ability to win you a week. Like he has, has that breakaway speed that like Jonathan Taylor has. So they're like very few running backs that have that like breakaway speed to do that and put up those insane numbers. He's one of the only guys that can do that. So.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too, but I know I get it with the half point PPR and Chubb, and everyone stays away from Chubb in DFS. He's always
on DraftKings. I'm not taking Chubb.
And he should have.
But here on half PPR, it's a little more forgivable.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you like in this game, Numi?
Nah, you pretty much nailed it.
Okay, cool.
Jacoby Brissett, I love him. No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. It's funny that if you go on Roto Grinders right now, they have Deshaun Watson projection in, so it's just kind of
funny. Oh yeah. Colts 7-point road favorites. Think they're the biggest favorites of the weekend. Second biggest favorites of the weekend.
They have the third highest total too.
Yeah, third highest total. Taylor's going 1 through 3 every draft. I'm not seeing a ton of Brandon Cooks run back with him, which is kind of like a little fun spot, I guess.
Yep.
And then we talked yesterday about getting different with the pass catchers and going leverage on this by going one off Pittman or even going Pittman Ryan. It's a weird spot because they have such a high total. They're such heavy favorites. And it's kind of like, if it's not JT, who is it? Right?
Pittman, Mo Alley Cox. I could make the case for I really could make the case for Matt Ryan to be quite better than people think, just because he's in a line that is going to protect him. He has better weapons theoretically one in a running back, and then Pittman's a dog. I mean, me and Nez agree. Pittman is a dog. So I think Pittman, not can steal certain maybe high leverage touches in scenarios where it would normally go to JT. They'd be more willing to throw when you don't have crazy maniac Carson Wentz there. I saw that comment there, and it's a perfect way to execute it if you think game script. If JT does get those early touchdowns, and then they're trying to catch up past Brevin Jordan he's basically their slot. Number 2 right now, who's behind?
Yeah, he runs so many routes. With
Nico.
I forget the actual the actual number. I'd have to pull it up, but he runs a lot of routes, and he's definitely third in line after Nico.
I don't believe his ADP has skyrocketed that much, because I'm pretty sure you're the only one drafting him, Paul.
Yeah,
I've seen you've been in 3 of my drafts, and it's been Brevin Jordan by you. So
yeah,
if he does, it's
I don't mind it. Red zone target, good athletic tight end. I mean, coach speak, they were hyping Pharaoh Brown before he came back last week or whatever. He's been injured or whatever, and they're hyping him. I'm like, okay, come on. We've been down this road before.
We'll see.
Give Jordan the ball.
We'll see.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know. It's just one
Greg Dolchik propaganda all over again.
Exactly. It's exactly
Denzel
what it is.
Propaganda all over again, bro. That's what I think of when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to say on that game. I think you have to take Taylor when you get Taylor in those top kind of 3-ish spots to have some exposure, or else he has Slate ruining upside that could absolutely bury you, right? So when he's there, and however you project that CMC, Henry, and Taylor, I wouldn't advocate a full fade of any of them. I would have to have some exposure to all of them, and whether you bring it back or you don't, I think the options are basically only Jordan and Cooks. I don't think we need to get Nico Collins cute here. I want to see it before I believe it.
I would do it.
You got a little?
Yeah, I would. I mean, it's not something I'm not going out of my way, but it's hey, I have them, and I have some. Maybe have a couple Brevin, have a couple Cooks. I have JT. I'm doing something different. It's why not? Not something again. So I wouldn't go out of my way to do it, but I wouldn't exit. He wouldn't be X'd out of my play pool.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. That's a good way of putting it. That's a good analogy. Have an X'd him out. This is a good fun game. Everyone here is cheap, and it has one of the highest totals. I hope Philadelphia comes out pass heavy and not run heavy like we saw at the end of last year. I hope they come back with hey, we're healthy. We added AJ Brown. Let's show this shit off. Let's air it out. Let's let our quarterback run all over the place, scramble, and throw it. And it doesn't become the Miles Sanders show or this committee back gross setup that we grew accustomed to at the end of last year. I've been digging we saw Paul, I was inverted. We saw him do it in the draft that we did together yesterday, do the Goddard and Swift 5-6 turn mini. We called him sharp for doing so, or I called him sharp for doing so. I won't put that one on you guys because I liked it.
I liked it too.
I'm feeling
it was perfectly. Yeah.
I'm feeling me some Hurts this week in the same capacity that I'm feeling Lamar. I'm feeling me some Hurts, whether it's naked Hurts, whether it's AJ, whether it's even getting cute with Devontae. What are you guys thinking here?
Yeah. Jalen Hurts for Nez as well will be he's the number 4 quarterback, and he's going way well past that.
I've seen him projected as number 1 on a couple sites too.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about Jalen Hurts. I mean, he has everything that we were talking about yesterday with the running ability and upside of a rushing quarterback. If anything, a little more rushing, if it's for him, will help him. So yeah, I love Jalen Hurts there. I love both. I love all 3 of his options in AJ Brown, who's gotten a little more steamed. As of late, I think he's gotten up there, but then otherwise Devonta Smith free.
Yep.
Love them as to go with them. I also love the Dallas Goedert, and then Swift, like you said, like Swift is up there with one like the top projected running backs. I think he's in like the top 7 or something. Freer than free. So
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, this game is being criminally undervalued. IMO. So
yeah, no, I fully agree with you there. Nez, what are you thinking, man?
Yeah, he nailed it. It's gonna, like, right now it seems like everywhere else the Eagles are pretty chalky except for this contest. It's not. It's not for some reason.
Yeah.
So
Well said.
yeah,
And
so it's easy to get to. I would recommend it, and some really easy bringbacks as well, like that feel chalky in execution, but won't be very popular.
Yeah, these are
and
where
in
you
DFS
can
terms, this is a in DFS terms, this is a pretty expensive stack to get. Like to get a 3-man and a bring back of like Amon-Ra, like we're talking 6Ks across the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, like this.
I'll take
this
it for free on UD for a bit.
This is a top tier stack in almost like every like. So if you're like line shopping and you're trying to get like basically a better value to get your stacks in, this would be the contest to do it because they're so undervalued. And like you just said, like they're literally going. Oh, sorry, I was looking at that comment. Yeah, but they're a top stack on all of these other sites, and you can now basically kind of build your super teams unless ADP changes where you can get different because they're treating these so undervalued. You can kind of get chalkier with also getting these low owned, high projected guys. Like, so it's a really, until this becomes very popular, it's a unique spot. So.
Yeah, no, fully agree. We beat this game to death yesterday.
It feels like a week.
Yeah, it feels like that Vegas and the Chargers game here. The Chargers side's hella chalk. The Raiders, Adams and Waller go every single draft. People are mixing in Renfro. I've seen a couple Josh Jacobs. Have you guys gotten to any Josh Jacobs here?
Yeah, that's the one I sent you with that Hooper one off.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let's talk about that build, for instance.
If you want to pull it up, it's in the Discord.
This is just a general shit, man. I'm a one-trick pony out here. I got the graphics and I got one screen to share. I don't know how to drag and drop these images and stuff, man. I'm just gonna read the team because it's easier that way. But basically, the crux of the idea was a one-off, uncorrelated tight end, right?
Yeah,
that's what we were looking at. This was a Herbert with Allen stack. It was a Jefferson with Aaron Jones run back. Then it was Jacobs. Oh, so Jacobs is the bring back on the Chargers side.
Yep.
And then a one-off Austin Hooper. Very interesting to get different. So what's the thought process behind that one, Numi?
I mean, the stacks and bringbacks are pretty self-explanatory. The Austin Hooper thing was just simply getting different with the last pick. Like, I could have gone so many ways. At one point, I had Gerald Everett queued up. I thought, you know what? Like, I didn't really want to do it the way I had it. I didn't think having 2 pass catchers with the running back was the right game script. I felt if it would have to be it could happen, but like, just the way I was thinking was like, I don't see they could get behind and they could pass and it could have been that way, but like, you know, where Jacobs gets the touchdowns and then he supports Everett and Keenan, which would have been in the build. But my thing was just, what if they get in the goal line and for some reason Derrick Henry doesn't score, gets whatever a long run down there, and then Austin Hooper just gets that touchdown. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, you guys could tell me wrong, chat could tell me wrong. Basically, I just want to, if I get a touchdown from a tight end, I'm happy.
Oh, for sure.
Like it doesn't really matter. And like Austin Hooper, he has no competition down there. AJ Brown's gone. Treylon Burks has asthma. No, that going off of Eric, that little video, but. I mean, he has no really competition down there except Derrick Henry on the goal line. So that was my thought, just to kind of leverage it off that. It wasn't really getting Galbraith. It was just kind of something simple like that. So
absolutely. And I mean, like, you're gonna have to pick a one-off tight end who scores 2 touchdowns to bank this contest. Why not Austin Hooper? right?
Yeah,
Like we
you
know
know,
he's a talented goal line receiver. We know the scenario you just painted. I think it's a pretty cool way to get unique. I just wanted you to explain the one-off tight end because it hadn't even been something that I was exploring yet. Like a one-off.
I'm
in
not
that
targeting
capacity.
it. It's just kind of happened the way I was building and kind of talking with my mom at the time. So that all of a sudden, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna do something different here because it's taking longer. Now I had more time to think because I actually wasn't listening.
That's drafting on hard mode. I draft on hard mode sometimes. Sometimes, you know, my wife comes in and I was already in the start of a draft and I'm like, you know, and I'm juggling, like listening to her and like making sure I'm stacking all at the same time.
Yeah, your mind is pretzeling up because you're
knows.
like, focus is 100% here, but it needs to be here at the same time.
Yep.
My girlfriend just goes, I know you're not listening. You're on the clock. Like halfway, she'll like get like all the way through a sentence. I'll just have the phone up like this, and she goes, "I know you're not listening. You're on the clock." And I'm like, "I'm listening." Like just like don't even
I'm like
look
typing
up.
in the team names in the search bar while she's like telling
what I
me
just
the story.
say.
Yeah, no
Jalen Hurts was not a good
right?
pick there. That's what you said. No.
Whoa! Look at this one. Andrew coming in here hot. Austin Hooper, highest exposed tight end.
Whoa!
I mean, relative to the percentage, like I don't hate it, but
it was a good price.
It's he was a good price. He was free, right?
Yeah.
He was late in the 15th, 16th
what if
round
Austin
there.
Hooper is the guy you need?
Yeah, what if, right? What if? Okay, so let's jump in some drafts. I think we've gone long with these games. Is there anything you guys want to say about Packers Vikings?
Let's not give me on the spiel. Yeah, we can't get on. Yeah, we can't. We're good.
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk all day about that. But
sure. Yeah.
I don't like anybody on the Packers side really besides Aaron Jones right now. Like if somebody else wants to take a stand and try to like get cute with that, like I won't be the one to do that. I will call shots elsewhere, but I don't even want Aaron Rodgers to be honest. Like, but I like Aaron Jones and I like the studs for the Vikings.
If you want my 2 cents, our secondary we'd like to think is better, but we have a rookie in Lewis Cine that we don't know is going to play. We have Patrick Peterson, who is basically dust. Maybe the system is better this year. We have Cameron Dantzler. What are you doing? Starting. We have Andrew Booth, who's hurt. It's either going to be our line gets to him and Rodgers is kind of out of it, or he just famines on it because he loves to do it against the Vikings. So I really think people do. You need to, maybe you guys too need to think about there is nothing in that secondary that is making him go. Like the only thing that's there is Daniil
guy
and
shit, man.
This
is the football guy shit, man. I love it.
So, I think that, just maybe again, their total isn't that bad. I think they have a higher total than the Vikes, and they're in our stadium.
Yeah, I got you.
We have the highest. Just to touch on that, and then we'll do drafts real quick. It'll be quick, 30 seconds. We have the best like home field advantage. Like statistically, you can go look it up. I'm not making that up. We have the best home field advantage record wise. You take out the COVID year because it doesn't count, but our stadium literally helps us win because it's way loud. For them to come in here on week 1 and be road favorites.
Yeah.
Vegas is smart, guys. So maybe that's something we do need to maybe think about. Maybe I need to think about that more.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if we get Lazard or not. If we don't get Lazard, like it's kind of hard to pinpoint a pass catcher that I want on that team. For sure,
that is the hard thing. Yeah, I think honestly, Randall Cobb might be sneaky. The one guy he's gonna have a connection with. Because that he's going to be able to, especially in that stadium, that's someone who I've been thinking about. Like, I've just been thinking of these scenarios, what I could do in drafts. And then I get on the screen, it's like, oh, best guys. So I
kind of like the AJ Dillon 50 yards for 2 scores. Like, you know what I mean? Like the AJ Dillon side bring back on the Jefferson. Like
I thought AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones on the same team. Who says no with those wide receivers? Right. Who says no? They're not literally. They could both score a touchdown and both get there with 15. It's not the greatest probably in the contest, but it's just a fun thing. I thought.
No, I actually think that's kind of a fun way to get different because not a lot of people are going to mix in that capacity, right? Yeah, and there's a very real chance that Aaron Jones leads the team in receptions this week, like a very real chance.
Could happen. Yeah. It's definitely like a negative correlation that I'm still just like, but it's it's definitely the most of any 2 scenarios where it makes you want to go. So, all right. Sorry to take up anyone's time. Again, I could go on and on with this Vikings Packers matchup, but yeah.
No, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be going on and on here.
Yeah.
That's what we're
JJ is
about.
going to be my highest exposed player, and he may be near 75% when it's all said and done. So
Nice.
So when he
Oh,
does,
yeah, I
and it's
mean-
Adam Thielen's week, it's going to be tough. And don't sleep on Adam Thielen, guys.
Seriously.
He scores red zone targets.
like
what he
He gets red zone targets, and he secures them and brings them home. Like he's not complete dust.
No, he's not. He's not. People really do think that he's just complete dust. And I think our age models, we need to just like kind of chill out a little bit on some of these, like calling the demise of some of these players before they even like turn. I know he's over 30, but some of these players before they even turn 30, it's just like, let's chill on that a little bit, because these teams clearly value these guys. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and we touched on it yesterday. Like such a different system. Archaic Mike Zimmer offense going from one of the lowest pass rates to potentially one of the highest. It's only going to benefit him or KJ Osborne.
We got called out because no one was wearing a backwards hat on our streams, and so we're not real streamers. We're not real bros. So I just wanted to get the backwards hat on. That way we can really look the part. I don't want to look like
now we got
phonies
some
out here.
street cred.
I don't think
now we got some street cred around here.
Oh yeah, we're about to draft so
You
sweaty right now.
Oh man.
We
got some local favorites in here. We got T-Box, we got Feed the Freezer, a couple badge bros themselves.
Knights of the Round Table unite.
Yeah, man. I've been trying to get in contact with both these guys. If they somehow find this stream, we want to chat, because they've been in the best ball streets in the MLB. I like Jefferson, but twist my arm somewhere else.
I can't.
Nope. Jefferson. He's a top player in his position pool.
Yeah. I think
it's an Adam Thielen week. It's gonna bury me. Now my gut is saying it right now, so I should be targeting Adam Thielen.
Mix him in.
Who says no to an Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson double stack with Kirk Cousins in this contest?
I've done it once already, so I do not
You're
say
a sicko.
When I advocate for these things, it's more of like a build it once type of thing, not as something I want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I would. I'd be curious
if you did the double stack. Are you more inclined to bring someone back or no, or is it just dependent?
If I do doubles, I'm less inclined to run a bring back. What do we think here?
Interesting. Jamar Chase.
I kind of like dominating that, but I've never had a start like this. This would be a lot of fun.
I was about to say it. This is by far my favorite start.
Yeah, I have one stack with that, so it was fun. That's
outside of some unworldly, you mix CMC in that, or you mix one of those top four running back. Yeah,
that's what he said. I didn't see the team.
He sent a screenshot, and it was CMC, Jefferson, and Chase, and I was like, "Who the hell was in this draft with you?"
It was K Jackson and R Jackson and L Jackson. It was all those other guys, you know.
Yeah.
Just happened to be coinkydink.
Yeah. Okay, so now this is kind of fun because I've started this way maybe once or twice. What kind of direction, like, we can think in terms of, building out another one of these receivers with the quarterback. We can zig completely different, and where my heart lies, but Andrew's just went. I don't know. What are you guys thinking here? Let's do this.
What if we do I'm trying to think here. So I'm trying to think of something different because I have this start too, and I'm trying to think of what I think it'd be a little different, but Nez, what do you think?
We got 15.
It's tough for me in this spot.
So what if we did, and I know this is crazy,
like Lamar, but
okay.
But go ahead. What's your thought?
No. Let's get Lamar. Yeah.
Whenever when in doubt, I'm just like, okay.
So in this scenario, maybe it's too gal brain, but so we got the wide receiver and we got Jamar Chase. I like to okay. So now I like to think of the teams that have other top picks: Colts, Chargers, and then CMC, the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So going with their pass offense with these guys to make an even larger bet against them. failing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
So we got
yeah.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. You
Right.
go Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
And then like I honestly they make it. I like the Lamar Jackson. That makes more sense because my mind immediately goes get the stacks. But you go Pittman or you go DJ Moore. Like the DJ Moore chart right now could be a really nice. Doesn't have to be exactly that, but like I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a really interesting way to play it. Like really get
like double
extra leverage there.
leverage.
Okay, we got 10 seconds here. What are you guys leaning towards?
Waller? I mean, like,
yeah, I kind of like it.
I know he's chalk, but like,
yeah, I kind of like it too.
I don't think he'll be too chalk maybe in these builds though. I think
that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm just saying, like, I know he's a top tight end.
It's a good one. Perfect.
Yeah, I would want to queue up Najee
there.
Like that's kind of what I was thinking. Like when I was looking at these running backs in here was kind of like, well, we could go AJ Dillon and do the bring back with Minnesota. But in the back of my mind, I was like, if Najee's going to still be there, all these guys have drafted 2 running backs. We take the tight end now, running back comes back around, and we have our pick of the litter anyways. Yeah. But I'm kind of like, okay, now we can still talk about if we want AJ Dillon here or if we want Najee here or both. I don't know.
I have a wideout in mind. It could be just totally gross, but I'm just thinking So what do you guys think of Elijah Moore?
I don't mind bringing back Keenan Allen here. Well, there he goes. He's gone.
Yeah, Keenan Allen would have been fun. Higgins is gone there.
I do like Pittman.
I was gonna say, we can just do that. Pittman
is in a position to smash.
Okay.
And then if he smashes, most likely JT is not smashing with him. So.
Right. Yeah, I want him to be scoring the touchdowns. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. No, I like it. I think Allen going was kind of unfortunate because it would have set up a really nice natural bring back there, and then the natural bring back.
Maybe I'm weird, but I avoid those natural ones. I'll avoid that in my because fair. I think everyone is going toward
to gravitate toward that.
It's just because of how big this contest is, man. Like,
yeah,
it's so big, and you either got to hit the uncorrelated nuts or just like have. Or get the correlated. You just got to get the nuts somehow. And it's just like, I'm using the Eric Beinford approach, which is what is my lineup saying that makes the easiest path to first? Much harder in a contest. It's not small field, albeit, but like, what is this contest telling? And then what is happening to get there? And like if again, market is dictates. I mean, if we scroll down, like, look at these guys are.
Do you want to just hit green? Like, since that's the only thing that we can do right now.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Like there's Swift right there. Like
look at these. Damon Pierce is starting. Antonio Gibson is the starting back. Elijah Mitchell's the starting back. Nick Chubb's the starting back. Cordell Patterson's the starting back. Like we have starting running backs here that apparently are just told that they can't score.
Right. What do you guys think about getting a little weird with Dalvin here? I think I love really like
nobody. There's gonna be very few teams with Dalvin.
I have one, and I love it.
Yeah, like Dalvin plus Justin feels like, okay, we're getting weird here, and he came at like a huge value to us that it's kind of like.
I think they can both smash at the same
time.
And
Dalvin is a goal line back.
People
don't think Dalvin's a goal line back apparently, but he is. They use him at the goal line. So
the Dalvin FUD is gonna look kind of silly if he stays healthy. I mean,
I agree.
Yeah,
like
I mean, he's evergreen. I was waiting for you to bring that in there.
Yeah, I've been telling you all draft season knew me that I've been wanting to get more Dalvin Cook like as often as I.
That's been the only RB I've eaten. I will say it now. I have 1 share of Najee, 0 shares of Austin Eckler.
That's surprising.
Wow.
0 Austin Eckler shares.
I mean, I have 19% Isaiah Spiller
in 297 drafts.
Jeez, dude. I don't know.
I really liked Spiller this year too.
It's not even Spiller. It's just we're paying for. It's like for me, and I'm the one that's kind of out. I'm not out on Cooper Kupp. He's my of the top 3. I have a little bit more him than Chase, mainly because I just go all Justin Jefferson.
Right.
I'm the guy that's probably flipped the ADP. Freaking just me, solely myself early on. Like I don't know. And it's dumb. I know. I feel like we are paying for Cooper Kupp's ceiling. That's just it's just the epitome of pain for a dude's ceiling.
I mean, that's the epitome of pain for anyone at 101 of their position. Is you are paying for their ceiling no matter what, regardless.
Yes,
of
and I'm doing that with JJ.
So,
yeah, I haven't drawn JJ 101.
I mean,
ever. So,
but 101 at the position
for sure.
Right.
I just feel like we just talked about Adam Thielen not being dust, but I don't think he's going to be basically not dust enough to eat into historic JJ season.
I just want to say real quick, man, about Eckler. I mean, there was times where he was like considered like CMC light, just because like he gets the red zone, he gets the green zone carries, and he catches like 8-9 balls a game. He's a fantasy, like he's a stud for fantasy. Like
that's just my stand, man. I like the wideouts. I like the wideouts and other.
Do we like more Henry or CMC here? Let's build a different team, not Jefferson again or Eckler. Which one do you guys like?
Henry, maybe Henry, man. Henry might. This could be like that 30-point Henry game very, very easily.
Yeah, that little.
I'll take the Nez approach, and I'll hedge my Austin Eckler.
yeah. Take him every daily.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm the king of hedging, by the way, is the joke. I hedge way too much. I'm working on.
We're doing some big drafts. He's like, well, I have him in BBM, so I could do it here because and I'm just like, yeah, that works. Sure, why not?
I do like the hedge in the puppies, though. I'm not gonna lie. Hedging in the puppies feels really good.
Yeah, I mean he brings up basically all the question marks around Eckler. Yeah, I mean a lot of people view him as like the biggest touchdown regression candidate, like him and Cup. So if you look at like his volume, it's all pass catching and touchdowns, and you're like, oh wait, that's not a running back, but it's like, oh yeah, it is actually in the modern era. Okay, where are we going? Here? Let's talk this through a little bit.
Well, how do you guys normally like to approach this? Because for me, like if Mark Andrews is there, like it's really hard for me to say no to Mark Andrews. Like I do I do think that it's a good strategy to get unique at tight end, but I think that it's like right now, like all the top wide receivers are gone. It feels super flat. The running backs are super flat to me. I'm Mark Andrews unless someone has anything else to say.
Twist my rubber arm, buddy.
Oh, I love
Let's do this. Mr. Bumblebills is gonna go naked Lamar and make us cry, but
probably do it. Make us get strange.
Oh, put us the pain. No pain. Oh!
Yes. Now we have to do something crazy.
I like it. Okay.
So what do you guys think about, like you doing tight end game theory? No one's taken, if everyone's taking Mahomes and Kelsey. Oh, I wasn't thinking we can double stack tight end if you want to, but I was thinking Mahomes and.
Okay. Yeah. No. Let's. Yeah. We got to talk through it quicker with the clock and stuff. But okay, I like where you're talking. You're saying everyone's going Andrews, plus Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
So
and if they're going Mahomes, they're likely going Kelsey.
They're likely going Kelsey. Yeah. Are you guys seeing this right now?
I love it. I wish my dog was in here, but he's cuddling with his mom.
Jesus. He did. Well, I got excited there, and now he's just like he's full.
We're playing.
Oh
yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big boy right there. Right. Oh my God.
Mr. Good Boy.
Oh yeah. I want to wrestle him.
Jesus. Actually, guess what? Knows something funny is I did like the old conditioning him where I took a song that I like and I made it his lunchtime song because he knows it's lunchtime.
So
it's like 1:00. So he knows internally that it's lunchtime right now. But when I play the song, he gets so jacked up, starts jumping on me, starts running. Oh my God.
Dude, you got to record that and send it to the Discord because I need to see it.
Okay. I definitely have a recording of it. Yeah. Okay. Hey,
all right. So looking at this game here, I think stacking Mahomes with maybe like MVS instead of maybe Juju and Kelsey.
Instead of Juju,
yeah, saving him for the last pick unless somebody on here is really going to be a weird huge jerk and run it back with Kyler. But I think just as like our last wide receiver.
Okay, so then what do we think about a second running back, Connor, as the run back with the MVS we plan to take?
I like it. I like it. The one thing that I don't like about I think it's pretty unique. Connor scores a lot of touchdowns, but like the fact that he's being drafted a lot, I don't love is my only downside.
Yeah. Well, we got 9 seconds, so we're doing it. Yeah, I mean, like these are like the things that it's like it's fun to talk about after, but these dailies go so fast.
They do, yeah. They're hard to stream. They're hard to stream.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially whenever the ADP is all muffed up and like there's so many better picks like below, like at the bottom ranges. It's kind of nuts.
Okay, we're doing it right here for my boy.
Let's
get about that
start.
with Andrews. Yeah. So then we'll take this one first because we don't want that run back to go away and he's getting drafted more. So we take MVS with like that spike week pop with Mahomes. We think Mahomes plus Andrews is unique because everyone gravitates towards the stack that we talked about. We have naked Henry, which is basically how everyone is going to play Henry.
Right.
I don't think anyone's doing anything with the Giants. I don't think anyone's doing any, like maybe there'll be a few like Saquon plus Henrys, which I'm not opposed to mixing in. Yeah, I don't know. And then we can go kind of back to Numi's way of getting unique in that Baltimore stack is mixing in Elijah, and we mix that in as our backdoor stack with Andrews.
Can I
Thoughts
have
on the
guy
build
here?
Yeah.
Instead of Elijah that I like a little
Sure.
more?
Well, this Elijah was for you, man. You're killing me here.
I know. I like in this build, I just have a different wideout, and it's
okay. Who do you like? Interesting. So now, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, either way. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I think Tony will be the natural.
Yeah, and I think more people in my mind was if you have Andrews, more people will somehow be trying to stack that correlate that tight end versus Henry will be more correlated with Saquon, I think, and the people will just skip the Giants pass game. Is what my just quick thought was.
Okay,
and how
cool.
I
like it. I like it. That's a fun little one to get. I mean, it's kind of a gross team, to be honest. Like it's pretty fucking gross when you look at it. Yeah, it's like
I don't know.
I don't know.
The gross
team
for what you need to win. So like, if I look at a team and I go, "Ooh, this is looking good," you probably shouldn't be drafting that team.
Right.
I mean, unfortunately.
Like unless again we were talking about the scenarios, but yeah, you most likely should.
Andrew brings up an interesting point here. There is potential for both Rondell and Ertz to miss this week. And when we saw Connor without Edmonds in that pass catching role, like he went full Aaron Jones mode with like 9 catches, which is an interesting thought. I mean, I'm not banking on it and I don't love it, but it's within the possibility. Like when we're talking about these contests, we're talking about range of outcomes, right? We're not looking at mean projections. We're looking for outlier results. And he's giving us the narrative as to how we can obtain those outlier results, right?
Yeah. I think it's pretty interesting. Like I said, my only knock is that like he's high in ADP, but but I wouldn't be thinking of taking that much. And honestly, I don't know how often he does go. I should honestly check more because who knows if that ADP is super duper accurate,
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
Very true.
Yeah. There's something that you said earlier, Numi. You brought up like Eric's, what was the quote about Eric? You said something about his
all of his podcasts back then, but it's basically either having your lineup tell a story.
The telling the story one, where it's like Pete used to always say that too, like on his streams, and it was kind of a bit, it was kind of a joke where it's like your lineup tells a story. And I tweeted that the other day. I was like, yo, your lineup tells a story. It started as a bit, but like it might be some of the most actionable, simplistic advice. It's actually actionable.
Games. It's basically like following. It's like in correlation with game script and everything. Like basically, like you're including game script. Like if this happens, if this is going this way, Like why are you? It's because it's just trying to get the fish to think. You other things can happen. Very.
You don't have to call me a fish, man. I'm right here.
You fish. It's how I learned. I just started last year football, and then I did baseball. But I'm only
okay. What are we doing here, boys? Let's jump on this. What are we doing here? Should we go for a Kelsey build? We haven't done a Kelsey build together yet.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try that out. He
What about
projects
it?
pretty
What
well.
about this? What about this as a start and build from there?
I like it.
Or
And
do
then
we
I have
want
a
it
unique. I have a way we could get fun with this because
with this? Okay, cool.
with these guys. So
Okay, pitch me on that. Pitch me on that in like 2 seconds. No, what you were saying, Numi, is like the guys at 1 week season talk about this all the time, and like Jam to Win talks about it as if then statements. So it's like if this happens, then what, right? Or if then, like, what do you need, kind of thing. And it's just like it's such a simplistic way of thinking about the game. But if you come with that like initial mindset and then add the complexity of the projections and the builds and the game strips and whatever, it's like just dial it from that simplistic level to here. Like I love that. Like we were talking about this earlier about just like blindly building lineups before looking at anything. And it just kind of gives you like, okay, where's my mind going with this? Okay, cool. Now let's dive into the projections, into everything, blah, blah, blah.
Yep, exactly. Yep. I like to try and keep it as simple as just basically thinking projection, ownership, correlation.
Flip it and do Lamar now. I like it. Like we were just talking about how the Mahomes plus Kelsey is pretty chalky. So what if we just throw naked Lamar or Lamar Bateman on this one? What are you going to? Yep.
My thought was, if we don't have anyone watching, was the same thing that Nez just did with the quarterback in that, but we go the quarterback the opposite side of the game. So you go with
we go Kyler. Okay. Yep.
Because Mahomes is gone now, if he's there, obviously.
Okay.
And then I was thinking, legitimately, you could go Marquise, or you could go Rondale, or you could go. I mean, I don't. If I go look at projections, you have to back out, but.
I think Ertz is interesting because you can
just
swap
gonna say
them.
Ertz, like even
but I don't want to do double tight end with this one. Yeah, I don't want to do double tight end.
Sorry,
I don't want to do double tight end if it's Ertz, but in general, like I think that's a decent idea.
I think
because of the swap
Kyler
equity
here,
too.
Yeah. I think Kyler here, and I don't
like
think
this.
we do Marquise. I don't think we do.
I like it. Okay, well, what do you give me a better suggestion in 4 seconds, 5 seconds?
Okay, what do you like now? if we're gonna do this,
yep.
Let me just look, because we can get Rondale later as our second wideout.
Okay. Yep, you sold me on that part.
Why not bully tight end with Pitts?
Okay, but then sell me on a okay. We'll do it. We'll do it for the sake of
you get Rondale. You get Rondale, and now if depending on your
boy, really pigeonholed our build here though. Like if okay, I like it. Okay,
I don't think so. With the amount of options there, we really haven't done anything. I mean, there's alpha tier wide receivers at the bottom of the list right there. Like that you can
sure
go.
Yeah.
I mean, James Conner is still there. AJ does. So I don't think we've pigeonholed too much.
Okay, so what are we thinking here? Explain the thought process behind this.
So you go Rondale, and then I say, so I haven't been go to click running back for me. It'd be perfect.
Okay, so Kamara's gone. I was gonna say that would have been interesting. He's going a little earlier now, it seems.
Yeah, he is. He's pushed up a lot. He was falling to like the 3rd round before.
So
I think as soon as everyone's projections and stuff came out and they saw that he was like running back 4 or 5, everyone's pushed him up kind of over that Dalvin tier, over that Connor tier where those guys were going before like 2 days ago.
If Connor falls, which I don't know, we could go Connor and then just go I mean, you're gonna hate it, but I think Jarvis.
I don't like taking Connor here with Murray. I don't think
that. I think people are going to be scared of that, and there's no reason to. Since we just
I think that they're going to be scared of it for a good reason. Because
I agree.
We just talked about all the passes he can just catch. And what
we didn't talk about that. Andrew talked about that shit. Andrew could draft that team. Andrew, go draft Kyler and Connor together.
Why is that not? I don't understand why that's so bad.
No, I think it's fine. I would just, when these two guys are both there, I would much prefer that.
I'd be really curious how well they correlate.
The entire market. That's my thought.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think you're right. I think this goes back to our original point. Where like when we were building these baseball teams, and you're looking at 5 badges in every lobby, and you're looking at this stuff. you had to find creative ways to build and find whatever. Like, I understand the contest size is very big here, but there's a lot of merit to 150 well-constructed rosters within one standard deviation of ADP, as well as like, we don't maybe not have to get as insane with it. I don't know. It's just like game theory thought.
Then I
but
mean, you could go Marquise, Rondale,
Okay.
and then Swift.
we don't have that many
We're only
picks.
taking one wide out here.
We have to take one wide out.
Yeah,
so
say
it's going to be
Marquise,
Marquise.
Rondale, and then Swift.
Why
Whatever.
Swift? Just in general, like just from a
I like
projection
Swift.
standpoint, or
Yeah,
just
from a straight projection standpoint, he's the best one there.
okay. I mean, yeah,
And
I mean,
we've already gotten unique
that's like-
enough with
that's-
this team.
Sure. No. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like, yes, he's a clear cut ahead by one projection model. Like, it's not a definitive statement of fact. I was just saying why in this build, right? Because
I mean, I don't know. I
think
just see Swift, and is this when it gets to a point like this, it's like you got to have a tiebreaker, and my tiebreaker is where do they line up in projection.
Sure.
Just
in that projection, yes, of course.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
I
because
agree.
you asked like in this
I'm
build
saying
why
in this build,
Swift?
Yeah.
And in this build why Swift, because I'm personally thinking we've already pulled the lever of getting unique enough that we can just go straight line projection is
sure.
I thought
Yeah.
Swift,
Okay.
but yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't know, maybe if
Evan Ingram just went in that last room, by the way.
Interesting.
That's
I hate
fun.
that they just disappear like that. On your phone, you can still see the lobby. On the PC, like, it just disappears like that. And it's like, yo, I'd like to look at that draft board for like half a second and discuss it. All right. Anyways,
We'll have to
boys,
pause
that's
Go back and pause
we
it.
talked a little longer than usual, so this one was an hour and a half. Let's let's only get out of here with 3 drafts there. How's that sound, right?
Sounds good.
No, that was
all
great.
right.
I always love talking to you guys.
Yeah, good fun stream. That was enjoyable. We'll be back. We'll do all these little overlays. Whoa, boom, all the I'm just gonna start hitting these things right in the middle more often.
Right in the middle of us talking,
streamer
just kind of
yet.
run that thing. Just
I was going to be like, I really like more a lot because
totally
it's
agree.
Yo, Numi, what do you think about the Vikings, dude? Tell me every defensive secondary player on the Vikings. Start now. All right. Yo, hopefully back tomorrow with some combination of us. If not, maybe the day after that. Let's keep rolling this thing out. Yo, 12 p.m. Pacific. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Follow my boys, Numi, Nez, something like that. And yo, we're out. Peace.